Hey guys, Mustang here, bringing you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so with the release of this new world tournament starting today, we do have the EZA for the LR Demon King Piccolo. So this guy was a unit that, like, I'm trying to remember back to whether he was even really considered that good on release, but I know when the Path to Power Kid Goku team was a thing, he was quite a decent option to run on that team. Obviously against certain enemies he can transform straight away, which meant that he could be useful in, I remember using him in like the Extreme versus Extreme Tech, or well, versus Super AGL, the old Extreme Super Battle Road, because a bunch of the fights you could have would have Dragon Ball Seekers ally enemies, so he could transform straight away. But anyway, he has his EZA now, so we've got him, obviously, Rainbow full level 10 links. I haven't really changed his build at all. I know he does have potential to get a lot of built-in crit, so if you were building him now, I think you don't need to give him as much crit. He's got 22 additional, 12 crit, and then 5 dodge. So if we take a look at his super attack effects, obviously as a free-to-play LR, his leader skill is not particularly great, but his super attacks, raise attack and defense for 1 turn and colossal damage on the 12 key, and then raise attack and massively raise defense for 1 turn and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. Now, the way this was listed on the wiki, actually, funnily enough, made it seem like it was infinite stack on the attack because there was a comma, but there is no separation on this. So the way this is worded, it actually should just be raise attack and massively raise defense, both just for 1 turn. So that's an interesting change based on the information that I'd looked at yesterday. His passive, quite long here, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, non-tech, to tech. Attack 60% per tech key sphere obtained. Then he gets key 5 and 50% damage reduction as long as you pick up 4 or more orbs, but they can be any type. He does get a high chance to crit if you've picked up 4 or more tech orbs. Then he gets 100% defense before attacking and 100% defense as the first attacker in a turn. He launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super and has dodge chance 30% as the second or third attacker in the turn. Then he gets an additional 60% defense and chance to dodge 30% when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class. So that means if he's in slot 2 or 3, he should have 60% dodge chance, which is good, as well as some extra defense. And then he restores youth using the Dragon Ball's power when conditions are met, which is going to say in here, isn't it? It's 7th turn, or when there is a DB Saga World Tournament or Dragon Ball Seekers enemy. So they've definitely, was it only Dragon Ball Seekers before? I'm sure it was, right? They've given some extra options there, which is good. Although in terms of like the meta relevant, like end game difficult fights, I don't know how many of them there are that actually meet that restriction. We're doing the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan stage because this is always a fun stage to do for showcases because we have the Immortal Goku in stage 2. So in terms of 200% leaders, this Int Boo is one of them. And then he's only got he's got weird leaders like Trunks because technically he's a time traveler's character, right? The Sword of Hope Trunks. He's got Tech Merge Zamasu. But obviously we wanted to find a good meta relevant team that is also going to be full extreme, because this is the thing, right? That extra buff that he gets from having the full extreme rotation, extra defense and dodge chance is obviously very, very good, and we kind of want to have that, right? So we've got 200k defense here start of turn, which means if we were to put him in slot 1, this is the thing I was talking about yesterday when we were going through his passive. He gets 100% defense before attacking and then 100% extra defense in slot 1. So I'm not sure if is this showing the 100% defense before attacking because he hasn't attacked yet. But even if it isn't, that means he would be getting another like 200% on top of this, which would be like what, 600k with 50% damage reduction if we get the orbs. I mean, that's not terrible for slot 1, but I'm going to assume, I don't know, like people can let me know in the comments, people that are better with like the calcs and which things are calculated in which phases of the turn. But if his passive says he gets 100% defense before attacking, then that would show at the start of the turn, right? Because he hasn't attacked. So it would then go down after he attacks, which means he's actually his start of turn defense naturally is around like 100k on this rotation, right? Like 98, 99, that kind of level, because now with the 100% before attacking, he's at 200%. So if we put him in slot 1, Worst case scenario is he gets that 100% for being in slot 1. That means he has 400k defense. 400k defense and 50% damage reduction. I mean, he'll tank normals in the early phases for some of these tough events, but obviously if he gets instantly slot 1 supered, that's going to be really bad. So we get the orbs here. We do get all the orbs we need for the damage reduction and the extra attack as well as the crit chance, I should say. So we got the 4 or more orbs obtained. He's obviously not getting attacked this turn anyway, but 50% damage reduction as well as the extra key. And of course we get the high chance to perform a crit. He's in slot 2, so he gets the additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. Chance to dodge obviously is irrelevant. And he gets the extra defense and dodge chance because of the extreme class rotation, which again, for this particular turn, as he's not taking any attacks, is not particularly relevant. But wow, Int Boo taking a lot of damage in slot 1 there. I thought for a minute then we were just going to literally get the instant Boo revive and not actually see Demon King Piccolo do anything. But yeah, Boo's going to get his attacks off here. And then takes double-digit damage. Alright, so 9 million for the first turn. We got, what, 6 tech orbs. And he gets, was it 60% extra attack per tech orb. So 9 million, not terrible. We do get the additional, so 5.1. Of course, both his super attacks are raising his defense. We are getting the crits as well, which is nice, from that 50% crit chance. We got the hidden potential additional, but it was only a normal, unfortunately. A few links active, including legendary power from these guys. Funnily enough, his link partners are, well, I say funnily enough, it's probably not surprising because it is a kind of the curse of Dragon Ball Saga characters, because he has some of those Dragon Ball Saga links that he's only going to share with those characters. But he does have some extreme links like Thirst for Conquest. We got the stun, nice. He's obviously getting legendary power and shattering the limit from those guys. We need to get the Tech Demon King Piccolo here floated off because he's a support unit, and of course, funnily enough, one of the best link partners for this Demon King Piccolo. So try and keep these tech orbs that are already there together so that we can make some more with the orb changing from LR Demon King Piccolo on the next turn. But yeah, the Boo team seems like an interesting team to fit him in, because one of Boo's leader skills is storied figures, and then one of the 30% is worldwide chaos, which is why Demon King Piccolo gets the 200% leader skill from him. And like I said at the beginning, in terms of like meta relevant teams, this probably seems like one of the ones that is the best. Although I don't know realistically, like if you have Int Boo and you have all the pieces for making a really strong like Boo team, not sure whether this guy is on that level where you'd want him on the team over one of the strong like Boo characters, right? But it's funny that we can stun this Gohan, and we keep doing so. But yeah, we have the Tech Exchange Boo. I wanted him to be the slot 2 unit for the other rotation, so of course he was in slot 7. They don't share any links, nice. So with Fat Boo, we only share Revival. But yeah, he can get Nightmare, Shattering the Limit, Legendary Power, depending on who else is on the rotation. And of course, we do have the other Demon King Piccolo. So we can get 8 orbs here. We don't get any extra attack, but obviously we can put him in slot 1. He will get the extra defense here, but obviously that's not, it doesn't really matter because Gohan is stunned. So just go ahead and grab these. So we've got a few more orbs this time. Still no support on the rotation. 8.1. Actually, wait, no, I think Babidi and Boo give support, don't they? So 8.1. Plus we have less links active as well, actually. It's either that Babidi and Boo give support, or it's because of the links, right? We only had Revival, whereas last time we'd have had Revival, Shattering the Limit, Legendary Power. Do Babidi and Boo have Nightmare? Potentially. So get Tech Evil Boo floated off here, have him on the other rotation. He gets the stun as well. Well, yeah, Gohan just getting absolutely locked down in this first phase. Yeah, they have Nightmare as well. And they do give... No, they don't give support, do they? That's all their own stats. Okay. So yeah, it's just from the links we were getting that extra level of support. So we'll do this. I mean, I think will we kill him there? You know, we haven't got crazy damage dealers on this turn. Keep those tech orbs there in case we do get another turn for Demon King Piccolo. Although I don't think we have any stunners on this rotation. Or actually, no, is it one of Barbary and Boo's super attacks can stun? So the only annoying thing about stunning him so much at the beginning is, of course, characters like Kid Buu, who we kind of want to take a couple of hits while the fight isn't as tough, so he can build up his damage reduction, or obviously not getting hit at all. But good thing about the Buu team as well for this Demon King Piccolo is the team is a little bit slower, because we don't have some of the real big guns on the team. Like, instead of bringing the Tech Demon King Piccolo for the links, you know, we could have brought like LR Gohan. But it's beneficial for the Demon King Piccolo because we want to get to, like, he has to get to turn 7 to transform without there being the Dragon Ball Seekers, DB Saga or World Tournament enemy. So yeah, at least for Dragon Ball Seekers, there's like a few of the characters that are outside of those early Saga, like World Tournament and Dragon Ball Saga enemies. Not really very common across a lot of the endgame events. At least Dragon Ball Seekers, there'll be random like Goten and Trunkses and stuff like that on those categories. But ooh, this would be a good one for the links. As long as the friend Boo doesn't go crazy here. Because yeah, here we have every link active except for Legendary Power. So we got links like Demonic Ways, which is going to be tough to get for the most part. But imagine when this guy gets his EZA, the Garlic Jr. That'd be good. He's a good extreme class support unit. A new Lord Slug would have Demonic Ways as well. That gives 10% defense and attack as well as key. But yeah, the Dragon Ball links, Incredible Adventure gives 7% attack and defense. Guidance of the Dragon Balls is 20% attack and built-in crit chance. So pretty good links active here. So we'll do this, and then we can get 14 orbs, 12 of which are tech. And then this guy gives extreme class allies extra attack and defense as well. So should be looking good here. Yeah, only 5 mil for Boo. Because, yeah, remember, they only share revival. So Boo can be there to be the slot 1 tank, build up some defense, obviously get the revive if he does get blasted. But Demon King Piccolo on this build is getting most of the links from the units that are floating into slot 3. Which does come back to what I was saying before about whether, if you were going to build like the best version of the Boo team, I don't think you would probably run this Demon King Piccolo on here. If he was giving support, like the orb changing can be helpful, I guess, but like if he was giving support, you could make the argument for running him as like a floating unit on the team. But 19 million with all those links and that support, that's pretty good, all things considered, and the built-in crit chance. And then the additional from the passive wasn't a super, but we still got the crit and finished him off, so not bad. He definitely gets up there to some interesting numbers. We're not going to transform you straight away. You've got the full margin rotation, so you should be fine. We'll do this. But yeah, Kid Buu can take some hits at the end here and build up his damage reduction, as long as he doesn't get immediately supered at the end. Because if he takes the first 2 normals and then gets supered, I think he probably would survive, because he starts off with the 20% damage reduction already anyway, and then he gets 20% when he takes 2 hits, and another 20% when he takes another 2 hits. So as long as he's not getting like the first attack of the turn is a super, he should be okay. Obviously, if an ideal scenario is just Int Buu takes the super, but because at this point, after getting a couple of super attacks off, I don't know if he would actually even take damage here. But alright, well there we go. Yeah, double-digit damage, nice. And then Kid Buu, even if he does take a bit of damage from the first couple of attacks, which he doesn't, so it's fine. There's that bit of extra damage reduction, and there's the extra attack as well. But here we go. So now we're on turn 7. So we get the transformation with Demon King Piccolo using the Dragon Balls, summoning Shenron, returning to his youthful full power form. Okay, so I don't think his links... Actually, no, I think his links do change, because when I checked the link partner thing, the transformed Demon King Piccolo is only a 6 link partner, so there must be one that's different. Yeah, he gets Thirst for Conquest. Oh, instead of Demonic Ways, okay. Because Thirst for Conquest is definitely one that's a little bit more common across these extreme teams. Like, we have it active here, which obviously we wouldn't have Demonic Ways active on this turn. So if we take a look at his transformed abilities, so now that we're transformed, the 12 key super is greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage. The 18 key super is massively raised attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal, and lowers attack. Remember, massively raised is a 100% buff. And then the passive, we get recovers 59% HP once only, like on the turn he transforms. Key 6, 100% defense. Change non-tech orbs to tech. Again, a random type, obviously not all of them. Attack 66 per key sphere obtained. High chance to crit. Additional chance of performing a crit 6% per tech key sphere obtained. So if you get enough orbs, right, if he's got a high chance to crit, if you get what? It'd be like 9 orbs would give him basically guaranteed crit. Then count starts from the 4th key sphere. Okay, so then you need like 13 or something. With 3 or more tech key spheres obtained, damage reduction of 66%. Although, hang on, that's with 3 or more. Oh, yeah, starting from the 4th orb with 3 or more tech key spheres obtained. That's just part of the nuking thing, the extra 6%. But then he gets damage reduction of 66% for 6 turns from his entry turn. Then he reduces damage received by 10% per key sphere obtained up to 66% starting from the 7th turn after he transforms, which at this point we're talking like turn 14. So it's going to take quite a while for that to run out. But once it does, you need to be picking up 7 orbs in order for him to still have that 66% damage reduction. And then we get 100% defense as the first attacker in the turn. Launches an additional attack with a high chance to become a super and chance to dodge 30% as the second or third. That's still the same. Additional 66% defense and chance to dodge 30% when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class. So his start of turn defense is now 232. So I don't think he's getting any extra defense now, like from being in a specific slot, right? We're getting the extra defense because all allies in the turn are extreme. That should be calculated in already. So his defense is not crazy high. He does get 100% when performing the 18 key super, so he's going to go up to 460. And then if he gets the extra additional, that's giving him another 100 odd. So he's going up to close to 600k, which isn't a huge amount, but then he does have 66% damage reduction, which is good. So how do I want to get the orbs for him here? I guess we could, just to make sure we're not gonna well, actually you don't have a huge amount of defense. Let's go ahead and use this now. Although actually I suppose this is slightly counterproductive now that I think about it, because of the orb changing, because of course now we've lost out on all the tech orbs. So we get 4 orbs for you here. Not quite ideal. I suppose that's one thing with the Boo team. We've seen this before with the other units that need a certain number of orbs. You've always got to remember to play Boo's active skill correctly. But I mean, Goku was attacking in slot 1 anyway, but I could have put Demon King Piccolo in slot 1, picked up his orbs, and then used the active skill for Boo. But here's what it is. So not a crazy high attack stat for Demon King Piccolo here, obviously, because we didn't get many orbs, but we get our super attacks off with Boo to build up his defense a little bit. I'm a bit worried about the Demon King Piccolo in slot 3, to be honest. So I think what we probably do is get rid of Goku's attacks here, and then hopefully Demon King Piccolo should at least be able to tank against the Tech Gohan. I mean, I don't know. He could get, if he gets supered, I actually have no idea how much damage he would take. But let's do this. And then we'll try and save any tech orbs that we can for Demon King Piccolo for next turn. Which there aren't many, but we'll bring those down a little bit closer to the bottom. Hopefully change some of the ones around it and get a better selection to pick up for the next turn. But yeah, the active skill for Boo always throws me off. Like if I don't want to put Boo in slot 1, but then I just instinctively use his active skill straight away, and then because obviously nobody else on the rotation gets key from the cookie orbs that he makes, so you gotta make sure when you're running this int Boo that you're using his active skill at the right time. But yeah, Tech Demon King Piccolo, the Old World Tournament EZA, not known for his damage, but he does have a chance to guard, which he did get. I suppose it doesn't really matter too much against the AGL Gohan. But alright, so we've got Kid Boo on the rotation. They don't share any links, but we do get, I wonder if we put him in slot 1, we see any. Wait, does it go up straight away? No, okay, so it's just 244. So if we do this, let's actually attack Gohan. So we get 8 orbs, 6 of which are tech. And then we should, once we're locked in for him being in slot 1, his defense should go up to 500k with 66% damage reduction, which again, I know is not like a crazy amount, but we'll see how we get on here. And then he is going to get the Dokkan attack as well. So we'll do this. So we take double digits from the normals, and we get the dodge. Nice. So obviously we get the extra dodge chance for having the full extreme rotation anyway. And then grab these. Okay, 10 million. Now again, this is another rotation where with the Boo we only have revival, right? So we're getting the support from Kid Boo, giving that massive support that he gives, but obviously links do matter a huge amount, right? Because some of these links giving fairly decent percentages. So not the craziest amount of damage with basically no links active. And we didn't get the additional, I suppose, yeah, the additional from the passive is only if he's in slot 2 or 3. So I put Boo in slot 2 just so we could get some actually get some links active for Kid Boo. So I mean, Demon King Piccolo, he seems okay, and this is one of the things we always have to remember when we look at these units, is he is a free-to-play unit. Although it's weird when it comes to rating the World Tournament cards, because they are free to play, but as like a World Tournament LR, you not only had to be playing back when he was out to get all the copies originally, but you obviously had to be finishing a decent like rate in the local to actually get either 1 or 2 copies of him, depending on how quickly you were able to rainbow him. And then once he stopped being a World Tournament reward, then you obviously had to rely on summoning on the terrible like World Tournament cards banner to actually get copies of him. So it is one of those things where he's a unit that is not necessarily super easy for everybody to get, especially if you are a newer player. And I feel like when it comes to these World Tournament cards, they should put that little bit more effort into making them really good so that they're worth actually having. Because I feel like at this point, if you're someone who doesn't have Demon King Piccolo, I guess it's a flip side thing. You're not necessarily missing a huge amount. Like, he's not like a must-have. Your account is now not as good because you don't have him. But let me know what you guys think about these World Tournament LRs, because I feel like Yamcha and Poir that got their LR EZA last time, they're a bit more restrictive with the teams that they're on, because they kind of do need to be on Dragon Ball Seeker like / DB Saga. I mean, you can get a way of running them on like an Earthbred Fighters team. They could put out some really high numbers, but this guy is, I think it's a bit of a shame that he's a bit restricted to being run with extreme class units, because you do really want that extra defense and that extra dodge chance, I think, for these tougher events. But if he didn't have that restriction, like, he would still be a viable option for that like Dragon Ball Seekers team, or Dragon Ball Saga team, I should say, with the Kid Goku. But yeah, of course, STR Goku super attacks the Prime Battle Boo and Babidi, so they get absolutely obliterated here. But we've seen what we need to see from Demon King Piccolo. He certainly seems decent. I think it's one of those things we need a better team for him overall, because like, he doesn't necessarily fit super well on this team, but not a lot of the teams that he's on, I think he fits super well on, because of the issue with the super class allies on Dragon Ball Saga. It's one of those things we've talked about for years, but like, if we get a like Dokkan Fest Lord Slug who is leading like a Terrifying Conquerors type team, and obviously they're going to share tons of links, then he could be really good on that team. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think. He definitely doesn't seem bad, but he does kind of seem like he doesn't have a perfect home like at the moment. But let me know all of your thoughts on the LR Demon King Piccolo EZA down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.